Hello everyone, it's Jackie here with the second part of this bag tutorial. I'm going to try and get the front finished. You can see that this is all stuck beautifully now. I did weight it down a little bit. This is here to try and stop the glare from my lamp. Obviously I haven't got ideal conditions to do this, but we'll see how we go, and you know, if you've got any advice for me that'd be great. Anyway, I'll do, as I say, I'll do the best I can. So this is all stuck. I used a little bit of the Fabri-Tac, didn't work too well along there, so I used tacky glue. This is Fabri-Tac, all weighted down, and it's really firm. So I'm going to put the handles on my bag, and I use seam binding for that. I've made some pencil marks, approximately 1 inch in from each side and ½ inch down. I'm going to use my crocodile for this. You do need to make sure that you open the bag really wide, because as everybody who uses this type of crocodile will know, you can make some quite bad mistakes because the bottom one moves in at the same time as the top one, and if you get something caught in that, you'll have a little hole as well as this bigger one. So I'm doing these carefully as I can. And I've got some eyelets here. I've chosen blue. These are just the eyelets that come with the crocodile. So let's set these. Okay, and then the front ones. Oops. Hard because I'm at the wrong angle. I'm sort of working to one side of my desk, so it's a good job that these aren't too long really, because I'm quite twisted. Anyway, there we go. That's our 4 eyelets, and I like to I do like to use eyelets to strengthen everything at the top here. And then we just thread the seam binding in. The seam binding is approximately 40 centimetres, so it's the length of I just use my cutting board as a guide. And to make this really simple, you could knot each end, but I just do a quick knot here, close to the ends of my ribbon. When I'm not on camera, I do it really quickly. There we go. So that's one. We can trim those off. Frayed edges we can trim off. Okay, so let's do this one. Just needs setting a little bit firmer. I haven't quite got that right. There we go. It's when you're doing these sorts of things that 15 minutes flies by. I don't know how to set this up to give me any longer, I'm afraid. So with this one, I don't tighten it straight away. I do a sort of a quick judgment, because I want these more or less the same length, or as close as I can get to the same length. Okay. And there's our handles done. Okay, so now we're going to make the tags to put inside here. And for the first one, I use a stamp. I've got this Stampington and Company stamp that I've had for a very long time. I just stamp it on some card and then cut it as evenly as I can around it. I round the corners, and then I use my craft knife to cut out this centerpiece here. So that's done. And then I ink the edges. And also try and get in here and ink a little bit around there as well. And then from the Auntie May's Nature Walk kit, I've had a look through some of the images, and the one that I quite like, because we've got a lot of blue on here and it's blue and orange, I've chosen this, which is a pocket, and I'm going to position it something like that. So to try and make that as easy as I can, I'm just going to draw roughly around there, and then I'm going to cut it out a little bit smaller. This can be quite rough. Okay. And then I can position it over. Like so. So for that one, I'm just going to glue on the back here. I've just realised I haven't got the ribbon ready. Oh, never mind. So something like that. Like that. And then we need another bit of card for the back. I'm not too worried about what that is. Too much glue there. That on there. You could put acetate, I suppose, over the top of that. That might be quite nice. I haven't done that. Just occurred to me. So maybe we'll try that another time. And then I would cut. To be honest, if I wasn't doing it like this, I would probably let this dry for a little while before I did any of these bits. But we should be all right. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to mark here because we're going to put, so I'm eyeballing that. Yeah, not far off, fraction maybe. So again, we make a hole there, and I'm going to set this with an orange eyelet. Squeeze that. As I said, I've forgotten the ribbon, but I'll put that in next time. So that's window card. And now I'm going to do the little button card, and I have prepared this ahead of time, just because my die cutting machine is behind me, and if I try and get up I'm going to knock the camera. But what I've done is cut, I've got a Marianne Creatables button card die, so I've cut that twice out of quite thick card, and I'm going to glue those together. And then from the bottom, this page that I cut out here, I've die cut the same shape from the bottom of that page, and we'll put that on the top. And again, I'm just using the tacky glue, probably getting in more of a mess than I normally would. So that's that one. So we glue those together. And I do take my time generally to try and make sure everything is properly lined up and neat and tidy. I've just marked that a little bit, probably got ink on my fingers. It won't matter too much because we can stick the that side's okay, so we can stick the picture over the top. Make sure the edges are covered, but we don't want masses of glue because we don't want it squishing out everywhere. And then that goes on there. Okay, so that's that one. Back to the walnut stain, ink the edges. Do the back as well. I've just realised I didn't do the back of the other one, but we'll do that in a second. And for this I've chosen 3 buttons, 2 blue ones and an orange butterfly. Okay, and what I would normally do for that is with a sharp pencil I would just mark the holes. I think my pencil will reach through that one. Mark the holes. Use this pointy tool. It's best to wait till the glue's dry again. And just go through. And then I would use some embroidery thread and a needle to sew those on. So I'll get that ready and show you how I do that in the next video. And then for this final tag, I'd normally put a charm on one side, and I'm not going to show you how I make the charms. It would be too difficult on here, and to be honest they're really straightforward, and there's so many videos out there that show you how to make dangle charms. I don't think you really need me to do that. Sometime if I can get a better setup I will have a go. And I don't really want to go through exactly how I make this little tag, because I got this idea from Liz, the Paper Project, and I'm going to put her link below to the video that she's got on this. She uses real postage stamps, which I have in the past, but I particularly wanted this video to use as much of the kit as I could. So I've cut out from one of the tags, I believe, I've cut out this little bird.